Hi guys, this lesson is about portable and mobile internet access. What does it actually mean? It means that we're going to be talking about internet access while we are on the go or using mobile devices of some kind to access the internet. So this is going to rely on wireless connectivity because it's not where you're going to be traveling around. You're not going to plug your phone in to go online. You're going to connect to something that is wireless. So what we're going to look at is how do we connect to the internet while we are on the move. On the move, like, traveling and moving around somewhere, I suppose. Anyway, you've probably heard of 4G or 5G, okay? Even 6G, which is actually a reality at the moment. It's not out just yet here in South Africa, but it is coming. So what does that mean? What is 4G? What is 5G? And what is LTE? Because you'll also see that if you're looking at cell phone ads and specials and deals on contracts and stuff, you'll see they'll have like 4G, 5G, LTE. Right, the G stands for generation. Okay, fourth and fifth generation communication technologies. That's really all you have to know. Okay, LTE stands for long-term evolution. Basically, if you had to give like a good explanation or a definition, use this one: a standard for wireless data transmission supporting 4G and 5G technologies. Okay, that's all you really have to know. 4G, 5G, LTE. It's just a standard of wireless protocols or wireless communication for mobile devices. All right, so what is the difference then between 4G, 5G, 6G? What's the main difference? Well, guys, it's just speed. That's it. They're just faster. Okay, don't write that in your paper though. Don't just put there it's faster. Just say, there's an increased speed, so data transfer is a lot faster than older versions, stuff like that. What about cellular data? Okay, we're talking about 4G, 5G, and that's, your cellular network. But what do we mean when we talk about the data that we use on a cellular network? Because often you'll see ads where they say, okay, so here you get a maximum of 2 gigabytes of data. And you're like, well, what does that actually mean? Well, basically, it's this. When you're using your connection to your cellular network, that is your cell phone service provider, your smartphone service provider, when you're using that connection to access the internet. That's what it is. Okay, so that's your data. And again, you'll be allocated a specific amount of data at the beginning of every month, like a gigabyte, 2 gigabytes, for example. And when you connect to the cellular network and you're accessing the internet, that data then is counted and it then is deducted from your account until you have no data, which is like a teenager's worst nightmare. Right, what about using your phone as a hotspot? Now, I know, or I'm sure, that many of you have done this, and you do this regularly, because sometimes you're in school, or in class, or you're out somewhere, people need to get online, they have no more data on their phone. You can make your phone into a hotspot, which means other devices can then connect to the internet via your phones. How does it actually work? Well, it involves using the 4G or LTE connection of your phone where you share the cellular connection. That means all other wireless devices can now connect to your device, and because you're sharing your connection, your cellular connection, okay, they are now able to access the interwebs because of you. Okay, that's known as tethering. So when you tether, when you tether something, I don't have a rope here, sorry. Tethering is like attaching something to something or tying something to something else. You make a connection. There's a connection or a bond. I can't think of any other words right now, but that's what tethering is. Okay, so all the other devices are then tethered to yours. They're tied to your device, and that is the internet connection that they are then using through your shared cellular connection. I hope that makes sense. Okay, here's a couple of screenshots. Here's the mobile hotspot set up on my phone. There you can see I can switch on the hotspot. I can give the hotspot a name so people will know, when you switch on your phone, you're looking at Wi-Fi networks, you'll see the hotspot there. I can specify the password if I wanted to, and then I can also share that pretty easily. People can just scan this QR code directly on the screen of my phone, and then they connect to my cellular connection and they're online. Here's another one you might know about, or might not know about, or may have heard about. It's called WiMAX. Okay, WiMAX. Now, WiMAX is something we don't really hear a lot about, but it is still used a lot all over the world. This is basically what it is, guys. It's a high-speed broadband wireless system for a large area. That's what it is, for a large area. And let me give an example of what that actually means. So for example, when you're traveling overseas and you're in a town or a city is a better example, and you're going all around the city, they might have a WiMAX network. That means it's a wireless network that you can connect to and be connected to the whole time while you are in range of this WiMAX signal, which is technically supposed to be covering the whole city. So it's like a massive Wi-Fi network for everybody to connect to. That's what it is. In fact, Ekurhuleni actually has one here in Johannesburg, or on the East Rand. We have that as well. There's actually a Ekurhuleni WiMAX network, although trying to find it is interesting. Yes, it's not that easy. So, not an essential slide here, guys, but just so that you are aware, and I'm sure you are, of how we access email through various clients. We've got Gmail, we've got Outlook, we've got Apple Mail. I mean, your mobile device will have some sort of a mail application that you can use to check your email, but the most important one that you will be using after the apps that you're using, of course, will be web browsers. Now, I mean, I'm sure you recognize some of these icons here. Okay, so what do we have there? We've got Google Chrome, we have Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, and Safari. Yay. Okay, the last two, I don't like them. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. So anyway, what does that mean? It means that on the mobile devices, we can also have web browsers which allow us to access web pages. Okay, what did I write there? Chrome and Edge both have account synchronization. What that means is that you can synchronize your account, your browser on your phone or your tablet or mobile device with your desktop device or your laptop, for example. So it can synchronize your history, your searches, pages that you've looked at, data that you've downloaded, your favorites and bookmarks. You can synchronize that across different devices automatically, and that's really, really cool, guys. All right, most desktop versions have a mobile equivalent. So when you're on a phone, depending on what phone it is that you have, you will have a web browser of some kind, and if you don't have the web browser that you like, you more than likely can download it from the Play Store or the App Store or whatever store is available for your device. How about accessing websites, okay, on a mobile device? So back in the day, the screen size of mobile devices was quite limited. So it was actually very small for web browsing. You wouldn't really want to go online on your phone and look at websites because the screen was just so small, okay, and it was very cumbersome and very tricky to look at. So what happened then to accommodate for that is that we had a .mobi domain which allowed web developers to develop their websites to change according to what device is accessing it. And that means that we were able to design websites specifically for mobile access. And so when you accessed a website with a mobile device, you could actually go and say, okay, I'm on a mobile device, and it would then change the site or go to a site that was specifically made for a small screen. But that was like old school, man. That was like ages ago, because now we have responsive sites. Technology has improved so much. We have responsive sites. That means that when you access a website, it doesn't matter what device you're on and what screen size you have, the website automatically adjusts to accommodate that screen size and fit in perfectly without you even knowing any better. Okay, and that's what responsive sites are all about. So if you're accessing something on a phone, a tablet, a desktop, or a laptop screen, for example, the site automatically responds to your device. And that's the beauty of accessing websites with mobile devices today.